FahamuKenyaTV. One-on-one with Sabedel.
Welcome to Fahamu Art Show. Today we are privileged to have Mr. Green, one of the best art guru in Kenya. We want to hear about his story and how he started his art and how far he's going. Without wasting time, let's get to it. Welcome to the show, Mr. Green.
All right, glad to be here.
Yeah, tell us about who Green is.
Very difficult to say. Too many things to say. I usually prefer other people describing it. But let me go with my professional description. People consider me an artist. I consider myself a conceptualist because that's what I am. Okay, first a conceptualist, a linguist, then an artist. Been doing this since I was a kid. Mombasa born. And yeah, been around for a while. That's what I say in a nutshell.
Okay. So, what exactly do you do?
What exactly I do? Okay, for this particular episode, I'll go strictly with all the technical descriptions. Okay, I'm a versatile artist that can pretty much do just about every discipline. But my speciality is oil on canvas. I do arabesque art, and arabesque art basically just from the name Arab, so arabesque. So I do Swahili arabesque, contrary to anything else arabesque that you might see. I do Swahili arabesque, I can do pop art, I can do graffiti art, portraiture, landscapes if need be, whatever type of art it is I can be able to do, but my focus tends to be arabesque. Yeah. And Art Nouveau, there you go. Art Nouveau and arabesque.
What is Art Nouveau? Maybe you can tell our viewers.
Art Nouveau is a style, it's French by the way, for new art. Okay, and it's basically a style that started developing, let's say, in the early 1930s, thereabout, and that kind of thing. And was propagated, especially for me as an influence, by one guy called Alphonse Mucha, who was a Czechoslovakian. Okay? But if I can put it simply to you, if you want to know Art Nouveau, you just look at any type of money from any country. Generally, it tends to be done in Art Nouveau.
Oh, great. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, now you know.
Yes. And what inspires you to do such type of art?
How I got into Art Nouveau is I once was working in the only art factory in Kenya's history, which is called Chrysalis. And it was run by an Italian called Mario Bassa. We used to be in the industrial area. Now, while we were there, he gave me the catalog of all the artwork he's been doing for like about a decade, in publicizing prints and that kind of a thing. I looked through all of it, and if there was one guy that really, really impressed me, it was Alphonse Mucha. There was just something about it because his paintings captured a lot of the basic skills one needs as an artist, especially from the sketching point. So you'd find he's done architecture over there, he's done portraiture over there, he's done landscapes over there, and I shared in the versatility that he was actually expressing. And one particular time I said, yeah, if I have to do Art Nouveau, I'd like to do it like Alphonse Mucha. And I wasn't really doing that particular stuff when I was in Nairobi, but when I came to Mombasa, when I saw the arabesque, I got my niche and I said, you know what, this is what I want to pull off, and I got into it.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And for how long have you been doing this art?
I've been doing art from when I was a kid, of course, but professionally, let's say I got like about 2 decades.
2 decades?
Yeah, 2 decades.
So it has taken two decades to make Mr. Green who he is today.
Yeah, there you go, 2 decades.
Okay. And what challenges have you faced along the way?
Myriad of challenges. To begin with, the visual artist is not even an insinuation in Kenya's constitution. Just this house shows you how marginalized the artist is. And at one particular time, with multinationals operating in Kenya, there was an interest in taking out the artists. So I actually got my niches from there, working with the World Health Organization, working through the British Council through a program called WAPI, Words and Pictures. So recognition of the artist has been a little bit of a challenge. But even worse is the fact that Kenya really doesn't have a recognized middle class that can form effective demand for artwork. So you have people who like your stuff but they can't buy it. And because of that, you're the only one preaching it. You see, if there was an effective demand because the per capita of Kenya was healthy, but it's not thanks to malfeasance, which you know is a commonplace thing over here with our politics and our government. What happens is my artwork or the many artists that are there that are talented don't have that coveted exhibition space of being in an important space to somebody who's capable. Because when an artist's work is actually at home or in an office, it's the perfect endorsement and advertisement and referral for anybody else that might want to get it. So that's a little bit of the challenges in a nutshell.
Okay. And in terms of getting your art to the market, what type of media or modes do you use?
I'll say I'm old school, okay? Because I was doing this before the advent of social media. So I'm not too big on social media. Going back to the per capita challenge, most of the people who are looking at the stuff on social media don't have the capacity to be able to afford the artwork that I do. So my tendencies are still tend to rely on my old channel, which is referrals. Did a good job for an important guy, you did it well enough for somebody to come saying, you know, I want the same job for me. At the same cost, or even if need be, I can be able to pay high. So I still go on that particular basis of referrals and what have you.
And probably Mr. Green, you like your viewers, or your new fans to know where your art is exhibited. Probably you'll tell them where they'll get or catch up with the exhibition, with your art.
Very easy once you're in Mombasa. In Nairobi, I can't recommend because you'll have to probably go to somebody's private home to see it hanging. Huh? But in Mombasa, pretty much, I mean, if you go to Nyali, formerly Nyali International or Nyali South Africa, my art is on the walls there. Go to Old Town, my art is on the walls, even though my work in Old Town was a group project. So it was actually done by apprentices that I had, and I still have. They're the ones who did that. But if you go to Fort Jesus, you can find my artwork in the archive. Swahili Port Hub has it. Swahili Center is the main place, which was the incubation center for 3M Gallery, which I started during the period of the lockdown of the pandemic in 2020. 3M Gallery stands for Mombasa Mambo Mahiri. Every once in a while, you can find me exhibiting at Alliance Francaise, where we are right now.
So along the way, as you do your art, you've been able to meet partners like Alliance and others who. Okay, so are you planning to meet more partners, maybe outside Mombasa,
Yeah,
internationally?
The bigger the network, the better. Okay. And on that note, I got to give a vote of thanks to the National Museums of Kenya. They were a big push for me while I was in Nairobi. They're the ones who actually got my art career moving. And yeah, they've also been a big help for me. I've done like about 10 exhibitions, group and solo at Fort Jesus since I came back this way about 5 years ago. Although it's just coming back into my boyhood neighborhood.
Okay. And what is your niche name in the market? People want to catch up with this Art Nouveau artist we are hearing about. How will they find you? What's your niche name?
Joseph Allen Green on social media handles, pretty much. Send me a DM, inbox me. You can still be able to get in touch with me, I don't mind. Yeah, but if you're anywhere in the art scene in Mombasa, it's very easy to contact Mr. Green. I bet you, if you're in any serious art scene, there's 2 or 3 people that actually have my number over there. If not the guys that are already hosting the exhibition or the art scene, whatever it is. Yeah.
And probably, what are your plans to help the young guys who also want to be like you?
As I said, I started 3M Gallery with about 10 Old Town artists in 2020, and I see a lot of challenge. One of the reasons why I came back to Mombasa is because I wanted to find out what made me as a boy think of doing art the rest of my life, and I saw it. The monuments speak to you, the architecture, the culture, the people, and all that. So I realized that it's instinctual to be an artist, or it's inherent in most people to be an artist. I mean, like all the Hina artists that are there. And I thought, you know what, I just want to take the art that's already available and culturalized and take it a notch higher. So that's basically my mission. Make it global, run it in different parts of the world so that guys get to share in the experience that we have of life as it is.
Uh, what are your future plans, Mr. Green?
I take it day by day. The future will eventually come. I do my best in the present, and I think it will take care of the future.
Oh, oh. And what advice would you give the upcoming artists? Maybe they've done one sketch, they've drawn once, and they now think they have made it. What advice would you give this kind of?
It's not as easy as you think, okay? The deceiving nature of the artist and somebody who's proficient in the arts is that it flows, it's fluent. The story behind him acquiring the fluency in his expression tends to be hidden because you're caught up in the moment. So I'd like to tell them that it's not as easy as you think, yeah, but it's not impossible either. You can pull it off. And as much as possible, I'm open to any upcoming artists. They can holler at me. I'll run them through the ropes and see how I can be able to fast forward so they don't have to take as long as I did to be able to do some of the things that I do.
Apart from doing Art Nouveau and the Swahili Arabesque, what did you say?
Arabesque.
Arabesque. What name is that?
No, it's not really. It's just Arabesque. So Arabesque. There you go.
So what does Mr. Green do? Apart from this, is art your full-time job or?
That's what I said. Art is what I do and what people know me mostly for. But number one, I'm a conceptualist. Number two, I'm a linguist. So those are the things that I'm focusing on. That's kind of like a watch this space type of a thing. Yeah. Of course, I'm also a basketball and a hip hopper for some of the guys who hang around me and know me. Plus, we already have M3Z, which is Mizani Mad Minutes and More, which is a hip hop program on Swahili arts. So it usually runs at least every 3 months at Alliance Française de Mombasa.
Probably I will ask you a general question. What do you think about the creative industry in Kenya? You've seen Nigeria, you've seen South Africa. Their creative industries are now maturing. What about Kenya? What do you think in your own view?
In Kenya, the creative has to take more responsibility upon himself than you have to do in other countries, okay? I'll go back to the point of middle class missing because of all the malfeasance that have been running for years, government. Because of all the crooked ways most of the people have to make it because of the political intrigues and what have you in Kenya. We don't have the Dangote in Kenya who can come and splash his money. Let's say, for example, at Mr. Green's wedding, because Mr. Green is an artist and he made it, and hey, here's $1 million because he made it genuinely. So what happens is over here we have to use a lot of smarts and synergize in order to be able to come out. But I say, rather than us looking to conquer our market, which is already compromised because of the malfeasance that I've talked about, like for the 100th time in this interview, we need to actually look to conquer a lot of markets that are maybe even beyond our borders. It's been done with our runners, it's been done by our rugby guys. We have a lot of top students in engineering in Europe and wherever. So the potential of the Kenyans is not necessarily to get stuck in the quagmire that is in Kenya. They can do the thing and push it abroad. When you push it abroad, what happens is we have a broader playing field, which is actually better managed for us to be able to excel. And that way we can be able to grow and overcome whatever is a stagnation or a stumbling block over here. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Green. We've been talking to Mr. Green about his type of art, what he does, how long he's been doing it, and his future plans. And he has also given the advice about the creative industry in Kenya. Thank you very much, Mr. Green.
Oh, go on.